Hello, everybody. It's a me, Molly. No, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nintendo E3 experience. Ooh. With host Chriz, aka the Mole. As always, Richter Hammer.
Hello.
Anastasia lazerbeam.
Hello.
And our guest, Marcus Shittle.
Yay!
And we're here to look
Yes,
at.
I did the hand motions.
Yay! But we're here to look at all of the Nintendo E3 experience, and like the last conference, just shoot the shit on what we enjoyed and what we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Which, first thing I'll mention is what I said to the others before we went to record. Did Nintendo lose their mind?
A little bit.
Like, there was like two games there which I really did like. I'm not going to completely shit on the conference, but new Metroid announced, sports game, new Animal Crossing announced, Mario Party style. What? It's like none of these are games we asked for.
Well, that Metroid one, it's like 4-player mission-based co-op, and I think there's a mode for the soccer. And yeah.
It's Metroid Prime Federation Force, which I was like, wait, like you play as the Feds, which I have to admit is a cool concept, but it's like this late into the game, it's like, really, you're going to give us a Federation game instead of, I don't know, an actual Metroid game with Samus?
Well, like in the Prime games, the Federation soldiers suck. That'd be like playing as a putty in a Power Rangers game. Like it might be like a funny idea, but you wouldn't really want to do it.
I would have to say I completely disagree, and I'm still looking forward to Battlefront.
I would love to be a putty.
No, I'm kidding. It's just you have to admit in the film, stormtroopers couldn't shoot for shit.
Yeah.
Also, if I was a putty, I'd totally look at myself in the mirror all the time, because you got the guys in like the skin-tight outfits and stuff. Oh my god. It's ridiculous.
Although-
it's like, yeah.
Or you had like the Yellow Ranger. There was like a guy in the skin-tight outfits.
Although I do have to
but
say...
like, with the putties though, like, there was no cock-blocking action. They're just gonna put it in your face.
Although I do have to say, in terms of the Federation troopers, at least in Prime 3 Corruption, that actually made them somewhat useful, at least the more elite troopers that had the phazon armor, because one of the troopers actually saves you. He's like, I have phazon blast capability. Doom! And Samus is like, the shit?
Yeah, and I will say this game, it's not completely a surprise, but it was just a surprise that they had like a sports mode and stuff. And the reason I say this wasn't a complete surprise is they mentioned like last time a Metroid game came out and before that and stuff, that they've been considering doing Metroid games sort of like, and this may sound weird, but sort of like, you know, like the cinematic universes everyone's doing. So it's like, oh, well, this is a game set in the Metroid universe with other people besides just Samus.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's stupid, because it's not. I mean, it's not like I can buy a Mario game where I'm playing as a fucking Toad. Besides Toad Treasure Tracker.
But yeah, it seemed like two things. It seemed like that the theme of this conference for Nintendo was multiplayer online co-op, which I had to go, huh? That came out of the blue. But the other thing is, I don't mind that they're making Federation Force. The thing that just made me scratch my head and say, what the fuck are you thinking, is the fact that that's the only Metroid game they've announced in the entire life cycle of the Wii U, and I'm like, shouldn't you be focused on making an actual Metroid game and then worry about the extra stuff?
It's a 3DS game.
I know, but it's like, you're going to announce that, and you're not going to announce an actual Metroid game. It's like, so your Metroid team's working on that instead of an actual Metroid game.
I believe they've also said that they might be doing a new full-fledged Metroid Prime for the NX.
Oh, so they're just going to skip the Wii U? That's, wow.
Probably, because let's face it, as much as I like my Wii U, it is pretty unsuccessful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's bad that most Nintendo became profitable for the first time in like made a massive profit last year. Most of which was off Amiibos, not off the actual Wii U stuff.
Oh, I'd say also 3DS, but...
No, I mean that generally they had 3DS, Pew, and they had Wii U, but now they made a massive profit above what they had the year before due to Amiibo. Because how batshit insane did people go to try and get all of those fucking Amiibos?
Yeah.
I know I have like way more amiibos already than I'm gonna ever actually use, and I only have like 4.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I did think the Skylanders thing was kind of cool. I was like, that's kind of out of fucking nowhere. Has hell frozen over?
That was cool. Where they did the hybrids.
Yeah, where
I
you
like
just
that.
switch the base and it switches from Skylanders mode to Amiibo mode. I'm like, that's actually kind of cool.
Am I the only person that thought they should have done the other one instead?
What's that?
Instead of Skylanders, which in my opinion doesn't make that much sense,
Right.
they should have gone Disney Infinity.
That would have been interesting, yeah.
As much as I don't plan to buy Disney Infinity, and oh my god, does Vader look shit. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my god, with that face, it's like he looks more like the Marvel Comics Vader, if anyone remembers that, when he does Vader. I was like, no, what have you done? But I don't know if Richter would agree with that when he saw the trailer, but I was like, oh.
Well, Disney does own Marvel.
They do, but none of the others look like that, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
But I was thinking, logically, based on the fact they have like bounty hunter levels for like Boba Fett and stuff, and they're pushing Boba Fett figure, why not do a hybrid on the Wii U? Like, why not do Samus? It's pretty much covered with bounty hunter missions.
Yeah.
That literally writes itself more than Bowser and Donkey Kong are now teaming up with Spyro.
Yeah.
But that might have just been me.
I agree. I thought it was kind of weird too. I'm like, but why are they in Skylanders? That is kind of weird.
I was like, aren't they competitors?
Yep.
Yeah, not anymore.
They would have
hedging
done.
their bets.
They would have done Lego Dimensions, but let's face fact: if you put Mario in Lego Dimensions, he is gonna just fucking like orgasm over all the bricks he can smash.
Also, isn't Skylanders Sony?
Nope, it's Activision.
Oh, because I thought Spyro was a Sony IP. My bad.
He was originally exclusive to Sony, but when Activision acquired the character and decided to do other shit with him, they did like Skylanders, which was multi-platform.
True. Also on the Amiibo front, which is fucking awesome, and I'm totally buying one. They're releasing the 8-bit Mario Amiibo. I'm like, oh, I want that.
Which one are you gonna try to get?
They're releasing more than one?
Yeah, there's like the Mario in the Nintendo control colors. So like from the original game where he's like the brown shirt kind of and the red overalls, and then there's like the red and blue.
Probably the brown one.
Mario.
I'd want the video game accurate one. The giant one, the Super Mario one, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the case. Technically, they're both video game accurate. They rechanged the colors on one of the ports.
Oh, did they for the original Super Mario Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I still preferred looking at the original stuff, but
yeah.
When I saw that Amiibo though, I will admit my reaction was like I'd mentioned in the past, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a Mario Amiibo. And I was like, now you're showing me more different Mario Amiibos, like when they did the Super Mario Amiibo. I'm like, fuck off, I can't even find Sonic in the shop. Don't give me more of what I already have. Give me more of all the ones I don't already own.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally own 2, Mario and Samus, and that's it. I could go to the shop now and buy Pikachu, Peach, and basically Wave 1. I can't stop finding them.
Yeah.
But why are you making more Marios? No one's going, oh my god, we're running out of Marios.
No, if I'd have known you didn't, if I had known you didn't have a Sonic, I would have grabbed you one because I saw 2 in the shop today.
Cool. Yeah, I've mentioned to Rick, Wave 1 is the only Amiibo wave that I've seen in the shops here. I've not seen any of the other waves.
Wow.
They're on Amazon and shit, so I can always pick one up. But I'm like, I'd rather, if I see it in the shop, I'll pick it up. I'm not running out.
Fair enough.
But
I was also kind of scratching my head at how come they didn't show anything about Legend of Zelda. Isn't that supposed to be coming out like the end of this year?
They
or
did.
like the beginning of next year?
They did. They showed Triforce Heroes.
I think he means the Wii U one that they delayed, and I believe they even said they weren't going to show it.
Yeah,
or
they
at least
did.
wasn't likely.
Yeah, they had mentioned they weren't going to show it at E3 because, yeah, like Rick said, it's delayed because they're having massive issues with it, so they're cleaning up and making sure it works before they put it on there. I mean,
True.
how disappointed this year at E3, Marcus, would you have been if you'd got a glitched Legend of Zelda video and a glitched Uncharted one?
I haven't seen the Sony stuff, but that's funny. But I thought Triforce Heroes looked actually kind of cool, and I kind of like the fact that it's one link each representing each of the three Triforces.
What the hell's going on with you?
Oh, I just opened up a can of soda and my cat is meowing a lot.
Oh, all I can do is meow and banging. I was like, what the hell are you doing to your cat?
No, it just wants food, and I needed my fourth soda for today.
Ah, fair enough.
Triforce Heroes is kind of cool. Again, co-op. But the thing that made me scratch my head with that one is you're focusing it on outfits. That's an odd choice.
The Minish outfit.
Isn't that a good idea?
I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to me to Link in different outfits. I mean, they even have like Link in Princess Zelda's dress. I'm like, wait, what?
Well, he is Zelda. We have to always make that
Nothing will be as nice as that guy in the red Fallout dress. Yeah.
Yeah. But the reason they did that, I assume, I don't know if anyone else here would agree with this. The reason I think they did that is because who remembers Legend of Zelda: The Four Swords?
Mm-hmm.
I remember a friend of mine had that, and a few friends liked to play it. Everyone only wanted to be. Everyone was like, "Oh no, I'm a different coloured Link. I wanted to be a green Link." It's like, what? Now I'm not Link, and I'm like, oh. So now you're all Link, just in different costumes. You can tell each other apart instead of just be a different colour. So like, if you want to wear green Link costumes, you can. You just make them all look different.
Oh, that's true.
And I'm like, that seemed to make logical sense, but I don't know if anyone else had that with the Four Swords.
Not really.
Where people are like, I don't like this colours out Link.
I don't know. I guess it just felt seemed a little weird to me to have a Legend of Zelda that's focused on outfits for Link. Like, it's weird.
I don't know, it didn't feel as weird to me. I guess because they seem to be doing weird stuff like that, in my opinion, anyway. I mean, like, one of them you put masks on. That's weird. So, but, like, I don't know. Like, it makes sense that he can cross-dress, but it's kind of weird. It's like, look, you can wear Zelda's dress. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I know that there's people that are just like, oh, that's what I've wanted out of life. But I just look at it and I'm like, that's cool and all, but okay. That wasn't really a goal of my life. Like, I need to see, the person that people think is Zelda dresses actual Zelda.
Be honest, though, if you could do that, Rick, in Hyrule Warriors with a ridiculous, over-the-top weapon, you'd totally do it.
I don't know. I don't even put him in the postman costume in that one because I'm like, I don't want to run around in a white boxer shorts. Like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, real life is so much better, If you're gonna do that, I want to see.
That's where I run around in boxer shorts.
Speaking of Hyrule Warriors Legends. One thing about this game. The one thing from this game, I hope they actually apply to actual Hyrule Warriors, which they probably won't. Which I thought was kind of cool, was the ability to swap between characters in the single-player campaign. I was like, that's actually kind of neat. Touch it, you can just swap characters. So you're not stuck as like Link or whatever.
I could see that.
Keep being stuck as Link, that cunt.
It's like one of the ones, I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was story or the other mode, I hated being stuck as fanfic character.
Sure.
Lana.
Yeah, that was her. Every time I looked at her,
She's hella good.
every time I looked at her, I was like, I don't like you. You seem too generically anime to be, you don't match the other people. No, get out my game.
You can't just get out of my game. Go kill yourself.
Yeah. Is there DLC to remove her?
Nah, I
Ah,
would not buy that, dude. She's really good in that game.
Hmm.
I don't care if she looks generic. She's super good.
Oh, I have no doubt she's probably really awesome. It's like if you played PlayStation All Stars, I know Dante in that or Dante was actually pretty good when you used him because I used him at one point just to see what the hell he was like. I ended up using him. He was actually really good at combat and he was pretty good to use. I just wouldn't because I was like, no, I don't want to look at him. He doesn't belong.
yeah. So did Richter like Star Fox Zero?
That looked really cool. Yeah.
Introduced by Jim Henson Puppets. Fact.
Oh yeah, those were
Yeah.
there too.
I like those puppets.
No, those are
Yeah,
cool,
well,
but it had a transforming R-wing. I don't care if it turned into a chicken. That was cool. And the
Man,
Landmaster
transforming
became like a tank into like a hover tank thing. I was like, what?
And
Like
then you
this
have
is
the
cool.
helicopter that transforms. I think he drops off like a little
Yeah.
RC thing that you can control, which is cool.
Well, to me, that's the submarine. That's the vehicle nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah.
Like there's the R-wing, which you have to care about, and then the Landmaster, which is awesome, and then the
It's
other
the
one.
Slippy of vehicles.
Yeah.
Also, Miyamoto is fucking awesome. he's by far the coolest person I've seen now because he's like, do you want to know why we chose Zero? It's not because Zero. It's not because what the other people said. It's because we thought the kanji looked cool. I'm like, wait, what? You chose the name based off the kanji?
Looks like a foxtail.
And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I saw some people were a little confused by that, which I could kind of agree with.
Oh?
Because it was called Star Fox Zero. Some people were confused. Like, is this a full prequel game? And if so, why do they have better tech? And I'm like, I could see people being confused by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though he stated it's not a sequel or a remake, it's just a game. I was like, yeah, it's Nintendo. They
Yeah,
don't.
but I think
It's a timeline.
Yeah, I think it's probably because some people would have watched it. Like I watched the Nintendo Direct when I first saw them with the puppets. That was awesome. But I know some people have watched that after the fact because they would have missed the Nintendo Direct, so just watched the trailer without him narrating it and stuff, and just showed Metroid Zero and not Metroid, Star Fox Zero, and be like,
No, that's
Why
the
is-
Metroid Zero is the amount of sales that the Federation one is going to
I hope it gets more sales than Other M,
get.
because fuck Other M. However, I don't want it to sell really well so it gets a sequel. I just want it to sell more than Other M. If that makes sense, like even if just one copy more, I'm happy. But I wasn't. But like I said, I wasn't sure. Like you said, yeah, they don't really have timelines. But with them calling it Zero, I know some people are like, wait, is it a prequel? Because they have
Yeah.
done prequel games before.
They have.
And it's like, if
They
it's a
learn.
prequel, why is it better technology?
Because the Halo Reach effect.
Yeah.
Or they should never do
People say because the number generator god dude.
bullshittos. The random. Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's the thing of prequels tend to do that a lot. It's like I know people are gonna say, "Ha, they sucked balls anyway," but they weren't all bad with the Star Wars prequels, and they had better technology and stuff in that than we had in the later films. People are like, "Yeah, but why?" And I'm like, "Well, it's because it's a prequel. They kind of think, oh, we now have the technology to do something better. Let's fuck if
Yeah.
it makes sense." The only way the better technology makes sense is if you think, well, maybe the Empire destroyed it.
Well,
As
I
it
was
took
gonna
over?
say. I was gonna say, or at least this is what I thought about when I saw the prequels and saw they had better technology. Is you have to realize the prequels is the glory days of the Republic, so that's when like their tech is going to be at their best. In episodes 4 through 7, the Republic is gone. They're fucking rebels. They don't have access to that fancy ass tech. They're just scrounging around parts. That's why their ships look like shit. Because they don't have access to the Republic tech. And the Empire's one has access to all that shit now.
Yeah, but everyone had awesome tech in the prequels, like pod racing and stuff like that. Or if you want to go with stuff like just the Empire itself, General Grievous is better
Yeah.
tech than Darth Vader, and it's in the same film. Like, why can't Darth Vader go
Plus
"Vroom,"
4
and spin the shit
lightsabers.
round?
Fucking 4 lightsabers. 4! And they're not even evil colored.
Yeah, and why can't fucking Darth Vader go "Vroom," and rotate the fuck around with his lightsabers? How much?
True.
How
His wrists
dead
aren't
would
even
Luke have
real.
Because that would be you can't have Darth Vader being even cooler. It'd break the laws of physics somewhere.
been? Darth Maul did it.
Half. See what I did there?
I did. Yeah.
Darth Maul was awesome, yes. And then I don't know. And then he died, and I was sad, and that was the end of it.
He didn't die.
Quiet.
He didn't die.
Quiet. It's not canon.
It is.
No.
I do like Robo Maul. I was like, oh my god, that looks so fucking cool.
Yeah. Speaking of things that transform into a chicken walker.
See, the correct answer for the question of why can't Vader do that stuff? Because he doesn't need to. He's that good.
He's not. He literally went toe to toe and almost lost to a kid that's learnt the Force in like a week. He's learnt it in years. It's like, fucking do something robotic. Like, I don't know, do like Android 16 fist punch or something.
That's because he allowed his emotions to get in the way. That's the only reason he lost.
No, I'm gonna go with Mole. I want him to pull off his like arms and have like guns in there and try to like shoot. The rebels are down there. Pop. Destroys an island.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it was just weird, and I understand it because prequels, and maybe some people said, Vader and stuff aren't that good in the later films because they're older, and I'm like, he's a fucking robot.
Yeah.
If anything, he should upgrade.
He should.
People do that with their PCs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What, we can put more RAM in him so he can go boom, rotate?
Yes.
But yeah, Richter, do you plan to get Hyrule Warriors Legends? Just out of curiosity.
I'm not sure.
Cross-buy.
That would be amazing. Well, it looks at least based off the Japanese trailer, they didn't. I don't remember if they showed this part in it, but it looked like you could like transfer the characters over, which is cool. I want to see what they do with it because they at least my what I was noticing was they said that it has the DLC characters, and he said it's a reimagining of the game for 3DS. So I'm assuming they might not even have adventure mode. So I kind of want to see what because he specifically said DLC characters, not modes or stages. So I like the characters. That's awesome because like Wizro is freaking cool and Volga is awesome and Sia's there. But you know, like I kind of want to see what like they might have adventure mode. I don't know, but I feel like they're gonna have something different to make it more unique, kind of like how they did with Smash.
Right.
And I want to see what replaces it. I am interested in it. But in all honesty, I'd probably rather get the characters on the Wii U version because I'm not sure.
Yeah,
like switching characters is cool and all, but they had that in what was it called? Samurai Warriors Chronicles on the 3DS, and it was a cool feature, but it ultimately wasn't as nice as I thought it was going to be. So I'm not sure how great it'd be. Now, if they reworked it so you didn't have to if you got hit more than 4 times in a stage, you had to do it over, then that's probably worth buying again if they fix that crap. But
yeah, no, if they don't have adventure mode, they need to have something because that's how you like get all your weapons and stuff. I mean, are they just gonna outright give you your tier 3 weapons off the bat? That would kind of suck.
I'd hope it. Because I know in some of the Dynasty Warriors games, you just kind of get them as it'll be a random drop, and it doesn't necessarily have to. You don't like unlock them in the same way. But I know that they probably wouldn't do it like this. But in like Samurai Warriors 2, I believe you had to do specific stages and specific things to get the tier 4 weapons. So I hope they don't do something like that.
Maybe they'll include some of the stuff from the DS Legend of Zelda stuff into it. And then basically, like, say you're playing the normal story mode, you use that item, and like one of the ones we had to go and blow on the screen suddenly opens up like a secret cave, and that's where you get the weapon.
You know, the other thing that I'm kind of curious about is the little teaser they had at the end of the trailer where Tetra opened up a treasure chest and pulled out the ocarina. I'm like, ooh, what are they going to do with that?
Oh, and another, I'll throw out this random rumor, too. That scene where they show all the characters, there's like a random floating crossbow, and people think that is, that they might put in the female Link. Yes, I know. But, because apparently there was some, like, design sketches, and she had a crossbow, and, like, no one in Legend of Zelda, like, that they could think of had a crossbow, and there's just one randomly floating there, so they don't know if it's supposed to be her, or if they're just why there's a crossbow there.
It could
Link
be an
had a
extra
crossbow.
effeminate Link that they later decide to give a penis.
Maybe.
It's a weapon you can choose for your me.
It's just funny that it could be, but it's just funny that it's just floating there. There's no one holding it. There's just a crossbow. Like, once it was pointed out, I looked and I was like, oh yeah, huh?
Link himself had a crossbow.
For his training, yeah. But
Yeah.
It's
He
just
never got
floating
past the
there.
training stage.
He didn't.
Yeah, I remember Link's crossbow training with the fucking Wii Zapper.
Yeah. I had that
Okay,
somewhere.
that happened. I still wish that was in Hyrule Warriors. I wish I could play as my me and
There you go.
customize him. I'd love that. Wow.
But you can get a Me Amiibo now.
Will it look like my me?
Nope.
What if I make my me look like my amiibo? Then I
Then
win.
yes. Yeah.
And what if I have plastic surgery to resemble my me? Then I win.
Sure.
No.
What if you make it look like what if you make it look like that person from the Drew Carey show where all the makeup would be a Mimimo. Mimimo.
Amiibo.
It would be a Mimimo, but it would be Mimimo.
But
Is anyone
they
else
also,
is excited? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
so you know you go.
I was just going to ask if anyone else was excited for any of the other games. Like, I kind of want Yoshi's Woolly World. That game looks actually kind of fun.
I can't feel like saying the name without sounding like a pervert.
Yeah, I know.
The two games I was excited for, three games I was excited for that they showed was Star Fox, which we talked about. I was also thought that I also thought Mario and Luigi's Paper Cut, or whatever it's called.
Paper Jam Brothers, yeah.
Paper Jam.
Yeah.
Paper cuts.
Looked awesome
Did.
of Mario and Luigi crossing over with Paper Mario. It's like, oh my god, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
I hope it's more RPG than like Sticker Star, so I'm hoping it goes back to that, because then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I assume it would be more RPG because
would.
Mario and Luigi games are RPGs, and Paper Mario are, so...
Yeah, but Sticker Star was Paper Mario, and it wasn't. They took out a lot of the RPG elements, so I'm hoping that they don't go as crazy again to do that. And it's more like, Mario and Luigi, because those are awesome games, and it looked like it. So I'm thinking it is like it, but
Nice.
like you said, they lost their mind. So
Yeah, I haven't played the sticker one, but I had played the other one. But the third one was the Mario Tennis. And I love the fact, for once, I won't be the only person screaming Toad's a dick.
Ha!
Because he can randomly toss people giant mushrooms to make them grow. And if you're against the, like, say you're against the computer, like, oh my god, this is so close, I'm gonna win here, and then Toad just goes, and throws that into the computer, you're gonna be like, you fucking dick, Toad. You dick.
Yeah, I didn't have that one on my list. I own the Mario Tennis on GameCube, and that's a fun game, but I was like,
My favorite one, I love all the Mario Tennises, but my favorite one, I think, which may surprise people, possibly, was the Game Boy one.
Ah.
Not sure if anyone here remembers that, the one that was like an RPG, where you went through like Pokemon style, like the camera and everything looked like Pokemon, and you'd get challenges to play tennis and stuff. It was awesome.
nice. No, I hadn't heard about that one. But yeah, I like Yoshi's Woolly World, and I like the Super Mario Maker. But I like the fact that you can use the...
Dirty.
It does. But I like the fact that you can use the amiibos to change the look of the characters. Like, in Yoshi, you can change it to, like, Yarn versions of the other character. Well, Yarn Yoshi versions of the other characters.
Let me say for those look fucking terrifying. Those look so terrible. Like that Mario one, I'm like, that's like nightmare fuel. And like that Samus one, I'm like, that's a cool idea, but no, they didn't map them very well. Like Samus's visor's on Yoshi's nose. Like what the? I was like, ah.
Oh, it's costumes. I will admit I didn't look at the Yarn Yoshi's. It was like when that came on, I started doing more stuff with my Xbox. But because I'll admit, I was like, I like
that meant you could go to sleep that night instead of seeing the horrible way they mapped the costume onto Yoshi.
You have to watch the Cuphead to go to sleep after seeing that.
Yeah.
No, if I wanted to go to sleep, I'd just watch Sony's conference.
Nice.
Now, I also love the fact that you could do that with Super Mario Maker, where you could use the amiibo to create the. Now the question I have to ask is because they only showed off the 8-bit versions, like you get like 8-bit Link from Legend of Zelda. I have to ask, when you shift into like Super Mario 3 or like Super Mario World or New Super Mario Brothers, will you get different variations of the character? Like if you go like Super Mario World, will you get like fucking Link to the Past Link, or if you go like New Super Mario Brothers, will you get like fucking like Ocarina Link or something?
I hope so.
My
problem was, I don't know, maybe I'm just like seeing it wrong, but it looked like he was Super Mario, and then he put on the Wii Fit Trainer, and then became a little Wii Fit Trainer. I'm like, what? Did he like lose the super part? Like, it just looked weird.
I don't know.
I don't know if they would do. I don't know what the variations of them would look like, but I'd see no reason why they wouldn't do that.
I also have to
because that would look weird if you're playing like New Super Mario Brothers, where it's the one that's 3D. If you're still like a fucking flat 8-bit character, that's going to distract you like fuck.
So I have to ask then, Richter, since it looks like you're going to be able to do this with pretty much all the amiibos, when the Ryu one comes out and you put Ryu on there, are you going to get the Street Fighter 2 Ryu sprite, or are you going to get the Street Fighter Ryu sprite?
Oh, it better be 2. I guarantee if it was Street Fighter 1 Ryu, people would be like, who is this person? Like, they'd be like, who is this? They'd be like, that's what he looked like. They'd be like, no, he didn't. Like, oh.
Maybe it'll be all of them.
There you go.
Like
in one person.
Like
like
one
some
for
kind of
8-bit,
horrifying Chinese
2 for
twin
the other one.
monster.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's going to turn into Street Fighter 2V, the animated series one, where he's in that the scene where he and Ken are like in the pool naked. It's going to turn into that one.
Oh my god, Rick.
Yes.
It sounds hot.
On Mario World, if you used on Mario World one, if you used Ryu, would he be Pocket Fighter?
No, he'd be Super Mario World Warrior.
Nice.
The only other game I had on my list, I mean, aside from Earthbound Beginnings, but that's already out anyway. But that looked awesome. I have to wonder, since they're giving us Mother 1 now, are they eventually going to release Mother 3? Because that's the one that everybody wants.
I feel it's got to happen at this point. It'd be silly to just put up 1.
Because Earthbound was Mother 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the only other game I have on my list is, I think the name of the game is Sharp FE. It was that Japanese game.
The Fire Emblem one?
No, the one that was in complete Japanese, it looked like on like an anime RPG type thing. It looked kind of cool.
I thought that was the
like,
Persona Fire Emblem crossover game. It wasn't.
I don't know, but when I read the thing, the logo at the end, it said Sharp FE, so I assumed that was. But I couldn't read the kanji because there was kanji above it, and then it said Sharp FE, and then at the bottom in katakana it said Sharp FE.
Well, it's like a working. They don't have a final title. That's why they just put the Japanese. I thought the FE was Fire Emblem. I thought it was the Persona because it looked kind of like that trailer that they released, where it was all like, "Here's the plot," and it's like, "Look, it's all J-poppy," and I'm like, "What the fuck is this? I'm totally gonna play this, but what the fuck is this?"
Because they didn't say what it was, because they had the trailer for the next Fire Emblem game, but they never said what this was. They were just like, "Here, this is Japanese." I'm like, "What the hell is this? And why does it look awesome?"
That's enough to sell games to some people.
It's true.
I suppose. So you said it's a Persona Fire Emblem crossover?
I thought it was that game. Yeah.
Oh, is that the one where you can use the Fire Emblem amiibo? Is that why the one that why they bring like Roy back and shit?
No, that's Codename Steam.
Ah. Fair enough.
But yeah, well, they announced it. I want to say last year. All they had was like a title screen, not even a title screen, but just a logo of like Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, and that was like all they said about it. And then they had a trailer that I think showed a tiny bit of combat, and that's what I wanted to do, show more of that, but they didn't. And I thought it was a very similar look and everything to it, so that's why I thought it was that game again. I don't know. Everyone always calls it whatever it is in Japanese, like Shinobi Inori something.
You're just making up stuff now. Making up.
I remember something like word that started with a G and one with an I, and then it was.
Yeah.
But I will say when we were talking, like when you guys were talking about Yoshi's, whatever the hell it's called.
His Willy Willy.
I don't know what it's called.
Yoshi's Woolly Woody. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said Willy. You said Willy Willy. You know, like that magnet thing. You know.
Yeah, I assume it's Yoshi's Woolly World then.
Yes.
Woolly World. I was making a pun because of the other thing with the yarn and stuff.
But I was saying the thing with that annoyed me a little bit is I feel that game now doesn't look unique. Only because someone else ripped it off and then showed it a day before.
Oh.
At least I thought the game on the
You mean
EA
the uncut thing or the scrap thing?
Yeah, I was saying on the EA Unraveled, it looked just like fucking Kirby's Epic Yarn and Yoshi's one, and then everyone kept talking about how innovative it was. And I'm like, what the? No! Right over here! Literally over here!
Yeah.
Are we pretending? Are we pretending now the other two don't exist?
Yeah, Unravel looked cool.
But no, it didn't. It looked just the same.
I don't know. My problem with the Yoshi one, besides the Nightmare Fuel, is now he can ride something. Like, what the fuck? That's Inception. Like, yo, dog, we heard your ride like to ride, so we got your ride for your ride. Like, what? So, like, it's the fucking, like, Sonic and Knuckles in the 32X in the Game Genie. Like, that's how I'm picturing it. It's like in 5 years, we're going to have, like, Mario and Yoshi on whatever the hell that thing was, on something else, on Koopa's boat, and I don't even know anymore. It's going to be the totem from fucking the Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes.
Will they all be in a cart?
Sure, yes, on a board. They're going to be on a cart, on a game board.
And the game board is on Yoshi.
On the back of a turtle swimming through space.
Exactly, there you go.
Admit it though, if they did do something like Mario riding Yoshi and then something else, or just Mario riding Yoshi, how awesome an amiibo would that be? If you could buy an amiibo of Mario riding Yoshi, and whenever you used that in a Mario game, you instantly got Mario riding Yoshi. Like, boom, we'd summon Yoshis.
Be awesome.
I want the amiibos for the R-Wing and the Landmaster. That's just me.
That would be awesome.
I do have to say though, with the Star Foxing, there was one thing that made me go, I don't know if I like that, and that's the fact that if you want to, like, actually pilot the thing and like fight with it, you have to do it through the Wii U pad. I'm like, I mean, I understand what you're going for, but if you're going to put me in an R-Wing, I want to be able to pilot the thing and shoot on the main screen.
I would too. Because, like, I've done a little bit of gyro stuff, and I just don't, it's not fun for me. I don't want to, like, swing around. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it. So I think it's a cool idea, but if you can turn it off, then it'd be awesome. And it looked like some of the scenes where they were playing, it looked like you were controlling it on the main screen, which I thought was cool. But I wasn't sure if that was just a trick or not. Or
I think the idea behind it, and this is the reason why I kind of didn't like it, is that while you're using the gyro on the pad, you're seeing it through, like, Fox's eyes. So you're in the cockpit. As you're moving the gyro around, it's actually moving the R-Wing on the main screen. And I'm like, I don't like the fact that if you want to actually fight, you have to take your eyes off the main screen. I'm like, no, my eyes should always be on the main screen.
I think you probably will be able to turn off the gyro stuff, because in I can't think if any, actually. On the Wii U, it doesn't let you turn it off. All the ones I have let you do that, and I think they've gone more for them because, like they said, it's pushing the multiplayer. So the guy with the pad is using it on the TV, and then obviously you with the gamepad will be, instead of the Pro controller, will be using the screen. So it's like how Nintendo does the split screen, which is always fucking awesome. And like Rick said, there was a part where it seemed like if you're playing without multiplayer, it's on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they did that so it's like Nintendo split screen, which I always find that good in games. I don't know if anyone else does, because I don't have a problem with that. Like when we were playing like Hyrule, for example, I just hold the gamepad in front of me and like Crispy go to town on the Pro pad, and I'd just be like with the main screen, and it worked.
Yeah, for split screen it works. I'm just saying I don't like the fact that you control the gun and in the R-Wing stuff with the gyro, yet you're not looking at the main screen because you have to be looking through the pilot. I'm like, that takes me out of the game.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I believe you can probably turn it off, because like I said, I can't think of any game on the Wii U that has that in there where you can't turn it off, and I always turn it off.
Yeah. Also, is it me, or did the graphics of Star Fox not look quite right? Because to me, it looks like it looked like graphics you would find on like the Wii, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's just an expectation that I had of, I felt it should have looked better for it being on the Wii U.
I thought they looked pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I thought it looked awesome.
Because like I was looking at the R-Wing, and I'm just like, it looked.
I thought it looked
like
kind of
an R-Wing, which is fine. See, that's the thing. I didn't think so. I felt that it looked more like a smoother variant of the original R-Wing, which was like all polygons and stuff, and I expected it to be more stylized and even more streamlined, more like, less polygonal and more kind of like what you expect to see with like fighter ships and stuff nowadays. And it's like, it just, I don't know, it felt kind of dated to me looking at it, but maybe that's just because of the design of the R-Wing.
Yeah, I assume that's the reason, is because like Pete said, it looked like a smoother version of it, but it was still like the same thing. Because let's face it, if they made it too realistic, or if they went too modernized with it, it wouldn't be the same thing. That game is literally hinging on people liking the original Star Fox and stuff, and wanting to play a new experience of that, but at the same time welcoming in new people. And I thought it looked damn good, and I thought that the looks definitely suited it. And like when I looked at him, like that's Star Fox to me.
It is Star Fox, yeah.
Fair enough. Even that chicken looked very Star Foxy.
Star Chicken.
And like I mentioned, I did love the puppets at the beginning of the conference. My puppet body is ready.
I wish they had done more with it. That was probably the one thing that I felt was kind of a letdown with this conference. Like they had a lot of games, they had a lot of good games. I wish they'd had some more blockbuster style games, like more of the big main games like Legend of Zelda and actual Metroid, stuff like that. But aside from that, I felt that compared to a lot of their other presentations, this one was kind of tame. Like they didn't really do anything. Like the intro was the only really interesting thing they did with the puppets. Aside from that, it was just game, and I'm like, I kind of would have preferred you guys to break up the games and actually do like little skits and stuff in between. And the stuff that they did just felt kind of like unnecessary and kind of not, like it didn't do anything for it.
I don't know if it's just me being mean or anything, but did you hear the words that left your mouth?
What?
Every single conference, whenever anyone does a conference, if there's anything in between the games, everyone's like, fuck off, let's just get to the games. Nintendo do game. People are like, no, break it up. It's like, no. Because I always find that, like, with whenever the other conference is doing, like, guy comes out to talk about something beforehand or to do a little skit in between, people like, fuck off and just show the game.
Right, and I agree with that. Except for Nintendo, because Nintendo has a history of actually making their presentations outside the games interesting, like, and fun and entertaining. Like the last one they did and stuff. I think part of it is because of Reggie, but I don't know. I kind of miss the humor they had and the instead of it being game, it's like we're gonna have fun with this and we're gonna try and entertain you while we're giving you all this information. And it's like it felt like number one, they had a lot of games to get through this time compared to other years, which is not a bad thing, but it's like I don't know, I wanted a little more breakup. I wanted this gets to be a little bit longer. I wanted there to be a little bit more with fucking like Miyamoto and Reggie and was it Ionoma that was with him or something?
Iwata,
yeah.
Yeah. I
I
like.
want him to randomly hold up a banana for like some reason and then continue talking.
Yeah, I like the.
Like, go ahead.
I like the puppets, but I will say with the Nintendo Direct, I liked the pacing of game. It got me really hyped up because I'll admit, when I was watching all the other conferences, this one definitely felt Nintendo to me. It was just all about the games and it was just fun. When I was watching, like, for example, the fucking Sony one, that one was fucking boring as fuck. And in between it, where we had Guy come out, he's like, "Hi, I'm in a suit. Yeah, I'm going to tell you gamers what you want to know. Because you gamers don't know anything, and I'm going to tell you everything." And then he starts to, like, list random shit. I'm like, I don't care. And then he's like, "Okay, well, fine, we'll cut to the game." Oh, for fuck's sake. This is the last Guardian people are hyped up?
Yeah.
Really? This is boring as fuck. More than that on Friday, I believe, but that conference was boring. But yeah,
Right.
This one, like I said, I like the pacing of game. I feel, though, like one thing, like I mentioned to Rick and Pew beforehand, that I feel may have hurt this conference a little bit, is Nintendo has a lot of great Nintendo Nintendo Directs. They always do Nintendo Directs every, like, couple of months. There's, like, a Nintendo Direct. And as a result, you'll get an E3 with Nintendo every couple of months, which means on E3, it's just that little less special.
True.
But I feel if you look at it as just a conference on its own and take out of the equation all the other Nintendo Directs and stuff like that, it was pretty good. And Nintendo this year wasn't just about the Nintendo Direct, because they were also about the championships and having their games on the floor and all this other stuff. So I feel like the whole experience as a whole was all about just the games, and I feel that made it awesome and special.
I can agree with that. Like I said, I wasn't saying I wanted them to, be all boring and stuff like the other ones of just card out people to talk about the game. I was talking about, I was kind of hoping they'd have more like the intro thing where they had the intro skit with the puppets, that like kind of like just humor and entertainment that's still relevant to the presentation, but it's not going to bore you. That's kind of what I was hoping that we would get, because that's kind of what I've come to expect from the Nintendo Directs, or at least the E3 ones, where it's, they make like a little presentation out of it, and it's like I got the opening skit, and then that was it, and I was like, wow.
I just like that they were game, because it's like, hey, this is what you fucking wanted. We're not going to waste your time with shit. It's like, hey, I'm super passionate about stuff and blah, 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 and yeah, we get it. Here's the thing, and name, and oh, we didn't show you stuff, and that's it. I have money later. Like, and, it's kind of like, I just felt like this was, here you go, this is what you wanted, Even though a lot of the stuff, like, you may or may not have been in, it was a game. It was a game. It was no beat around the bush.
I do feel, though, like Nintendo probably could have at one point, but didn't, because I do respect the fucking Nintendo doesn't do this. I don't know if you'd agree or not, Rick. I would have laughed if Nintendo had took more shots at Sony and Microsoft.
Mm.
Because they don't take any, but the other two always trade shots at each other. Like, how amazing would this one be if you just if it just showed, like, let's say, Reggie popping in, like, New Super Mario Bros. Wii into his Wii U, and then goes, "Oh, backwards compatibility, cool. We've already had that." Or it could, or like PlayStation with their fucking Project Morpheus. You just see Iwata just look over like the Virtual Boy and be like, "VR? Yeah, we've done that. We're looking at the future." I think it'd be kind of fun if he just took shots about how many different things they've caught up with.
If he did the backwards compatibility one, that'd be amazing, because I don't, like, Because they filmed that stuff ahead of time, so he would have had to known that
Yeah.
was their surprise announcement. And I would have been like, we can't defeat Nintendo. They know the future. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Shitty company.
Yeah, which that's the other thing, if they always filmed ahead of time, like you said.
Yeah.
But I think it would be amazing if they actually took shots at the other people's fucking, what do you call it, conferences. And because ironically, it's like Sony takes dickish shots at Xbox, whether or not they're warranted doesn't matter. Same thing with Xbox to Sony, again, doesn't matter if it's warranted. And gamers just eat that shit up and gravitate to those consoles. Haha, that one just owned this one. We're going to go there. Haha, these won E3. And I'm like, how do you win E3? It's not the fucking Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, I heard that, like, Microsoft showed their
yeah,
conference.
every year.
Microsoft won E3. My friends, Nintendo did it, and I saw the Nintendo fans being like, oh, that was pretty fun. And Sony did it, and I see everyone saying like Sony won E3, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is
You win it just like
why-
someone wins someone else's mom.
yeah? Why
That's
are Xbox and Sony fans being like win E3? You can't really win it. I mean, we've used that in like last year, the year before, just parodying it. But I'll admit this year, because it was so over the top, like people kept doing it. I'm not going to be doing the they won E3
Yeah.
because that always annoys me.
Absolutely. Everyone say hi, Jim, because Jim's listening in.
Hi.
Hi, Jim,
Vita.
listening in.
Vita.
No, that's Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that's what I felt anyway. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
the win E3 thing that everyone likes to keep throwing out is just ridiculous.
Well, the only people who should ever win E3 is us, the gamers, because that's what it's all about. It's about the developers and the producers telling us about the games that are coming out. So technically, we win.
Technically, I disagree.
Oh,
I mentioned that to someone. I mentioned in the past, E3 was all about massive fucking announcements. How many different conferences this time? And it wasn't just one conference, but how many different conferences did they say, yeah, we'll show you more games at a different conference? It's like these conferences, nowadays the conferences aren't about us winning, it's about the developers and stuff hyping their shit up now so they can get like Witcher 3 style hype. So it becomes everywhere in time, and then the companies win.
Yeah, and here's the thing. When I was watching this thing on like the Twitch stream or whatever, on the side of it, like, and I think that this was during like Nintendo one of the ads or something, and I don't know how the ads are generated, but it was a thing for Witcher 3, sex on like a pony or something. Like as one of the ads in the commercials. That was like,
Is that even on Wii U?
it's not. It was one of the ads.
It's on 3DS.
No, I mean like like how if you watch like watch it on Twitch, every
Wait.
like 5 minutes there was something of ads.
Is that an advert for the Wii U version? Like, if I'm looking through the gamepad, am I playing as the horse and like it's like making
No,
me
it tried
for me
to
with
sell
the
me
Wii
Witcher
controller?
3 while also selling me on E3.
Yeah, I know, but no, like I said, yeah, I kept seeing that, like, oh my god, they won E3 at every conference. There was even the ones that weren't like Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo, like the EA ones or the Ubisoft ones. Oh my god, they win E3. They win E3. I'm like, you can't win E3.
Until you get a fucking medal, you didn't really win.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, this person's won Comic Con. Yeah, you never hear people say that often. But yeah, E3, you hear a lot more if they've won E3, and I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like I said to someone, just because one conference is good doesn't mean the other ones are shit. It means the other ones can still be good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Now, in this instance, the one we're doing on Friday was complete shit, but that does not disprove the theory.
That's the exception.
Yeah.
But no, on the whole, I think Nintendo did a good job. I thought their conference was good. And like I said, they had a lot of good games, and it got me hyped up for a lot of games. I had a lot of games on my list, so yeah, good job, Nintendo.
Yeah, I'll admit, they showed a few games, and I was pretty happy with the games. I'll admit, none of them really hyped me, but they looked pretty good. Like, it was, there wasn't anything there that made me go, oh my god, I must get this now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can agree with that assessment.
But
Yes.
I will say I'm glad this conference, even though I'm taking another shot at the same conference again, I don't know why, but I'm glad this conference didn't show the Batman Arkham Knight trailer, because how pissed would people be now that the Transforming Batmobile edition has been cancelled? Boom, people! I just newsed you in a special.
Really, the Batmobile edition's been canceled?
It has.
Wow.
And they said Batman's dead right on the front thing. I didn't like that.
Yeah, they said Batman said that this is a story about how he died on the fucking trailer.
But Joker's also dead, apparently, or whatever, because he got burned.
And Amazon showed the statue, and I'm like, oh, stop spoiling this, because now we know he either dies, or we're also expecting him to die, or we're expecting some twist about him dying. Either way, if you hadn't said this, we wouldn't expect any of it. So when it has much, or at all, so then when it happened, we'd be like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
I'm more expecting the twist just because he was the one narrating his death. That just
That's the
raises
plot
more
twist.
questions if he's still around. What, did he have time to plan?
Yes.
It's a recording.
I know
Very
you're new to this
specific
Batman
recording.
thing, but
I'm not that well versed in Batman, but I know he's just a regular dude, right? He's like the least god-modded character ever, I believe.
yep.
Why do I get the feeling they're going to Dark Knight Rises this thing?
Because they probably will. As long as it makes a little bit more sense. I mean, the idea behind the ending of Dark Knight Rises did make complete sense. Having him escape a nuke in 2 seconds did not.
Yeah.
I had time to plan. For a
You know
nuke?
why? It's because he happened to find a refrigerator in the He happened to find a refrigerator inside the helicopter, and he just went in there.
No, only girlfriends are in the fridge. Hopefully people get that. But no. But yeah, like I said, the Nintendo conference, I thought it was still pretty fun, I will admit.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
I feel they missed a beat for Richter, though.
Oh?
Oh.
Yeah, we were discussing that beforehand. There's like 4 fucking Monster Hunter games coming out. You don't show even one.
We don't get those.
Wasn't there also a monster thing that was like hunting of monsters that are metal or whatever on a different conference?
Yes.
I was
where-
like, hey, it's Monster Hunter, but metal.
Yeah,
Monster.
the game. But when that was the Sony conference, and that was one of the things that was good about it. And at the time, I described it to Marcus as, oh my god, it's like Tomb Raider meets Metal Gear meets Monster Hunter with Dinobots.
Not sure where
That's
the
pretty
Metal
accurate.
Gear came in, but that was
The Metal,
my
the
description
Metal
was
Gear
like,
part was when she was crouched down and sneaking through the grass. It reminded me of the part of Metal Gear Ground Zeroes when I sneaked down.
oh,
and
I was gonna say, have you
through
ever
the
played a
grass.
Metal Gear Solid? There's not real stealth in there.
There was on Ground Zeroes when I had to go through
Oh.
the grass, so I didn't get seen by the tower. Which eventually I just got bored and went, you know what, fuck it, boom, shot the guy in the tower. Now he can't see shit. Yeah, the other people heard my gun go off. Oh no, what are they going to do? Go towards my gunshot? Yes, they did. Boom, boom. Stealth. No, but yeah, like I said, I don't know if you saw that trailer, Rick, but that looked fucking awesome. That I don't know, I was like Dinobot with it when it was going on. I was like, it just looked so awesome. I better have multiplayer. I want to hunt that monster with Rick.
There you go.
He likes hunting monsters.
That's what I've heard.
If only there was a game where you could do that. Damn you, Nintendo, for not showing one.
But hey, they gave us a date for Xenoblade Chronicles X or whatever, or Xeno.
Oh, yeah. They
Whatever the
did
fuck
show
it
that,
is.
didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, it's a Xeno game. I don't care. Only one I care about is Xenogears, because that game's awesome.
I can hear Richter frowning. I wanted them to remaster the Wii one. And I don't mean on the 3DS before people say that. I wanted them to remaster it, or at least put it on the Wii Virtual Channel so I can play that before the sequel. or
Yeah.
spiritual successor, whichever one it actually is. But I don't know. And Victor and Pew, what were your overall thoughts?
I liked it. It was really fun. I liked Animal Crossing, but not the. I don't know what I think about the Mario Party one, but I like the.
I showed you a trailer.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the Mixin house one or whatever. I like that one. That's the one I'm looking forward to.
Wait, Animal Crossing, where you can enter Nixon's house?
No, you mix the house.
Mind
Like
blown.
you like make the neighborhood and shit, and you like design all this shit and make it cool and things.
Tom Nook is not a crook. No. I want to see that.
That amiibo scares me.
They all scare you.
What's funny about that amiibo? It's the only one that you get for free, but then you have to pay later.
Nice. That should be its ability. Like you put it on Mario Kart, and it just steals your coins.
Yes.
Marcus goes, aha, I know what to do on Hyrule Warriors. Jump! No, my rupees!
They're all gone.
But what was your thoughts, Rick? Overall.
Overall, I thought it was pretty entertaining. Yeah, I kind of wish they did a little bit more with the puppets, just because they had them in the beginning.
Yeah.
And like that skit was kind of cool. That one almost went on too long, but then they had didn't do any much else with them later. So I was like, oh, okay. I kind of expected more like that. I thought that. Well, I think that one of their biggest announcements was, that Earthbound one. That would have been cool to actually put in there instead of just on the fucking watch people play Super Mario Brothers stream.
Yeah.
Because I just heard about that later. I was like, oh, if I'd known they were going to do news on it, I would have watched it. Star Fox looked cool. The Triforce Heroes worries me because multiplayer puzzles. Yeah, Portal 2. People loved playing that co-op with people that had already done it. That's always a great thing.
I had fun.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, let's make a Metroid game and remove all the stuff that's good. Like, oh yeah, that'll sell. But other than that, it was fine. I thought it was entertaining. Like I said, the Amiibo Landers I thought was amazing. Like I was like, that's really cool. Like I don't like Donkey Kong, so I don't want that one. But I want to get Bowser. I don't think I'll ever be able to use him because I was not looking at getting the Wii U version of the game, and now I have to decide if I want to. But I do want that Bowser Amiibo because I think that's cool that it's both. It's like Hero
Bowser.
Clicks, you turn the base.
But Donkey Kong has a tie like you.
I know, but I don't like Donkey Kong. Okay, besides the fact that I didn't like him before, fighting him in Punch-Out is infuriating. I hate him. Just moving, it's
He's your Toad.
Not quite.
I wasn't sure if Punch-Out was the game that did that. Like for me, like I said, like Mario and Sonic.
No, I just
Mario Party made me fucking hate Toad. Like, stop cheating me out of stuff.
Yeah, no, I didn't. No, I hate him in that game. I don't really like Donkey Kong that much. Like I'm not like in the whole King Kong versus Godzilla. I always go with Godzilla. I like him. I'm not like giant monkey guy, except Optimus Primal. But it's like so Donkey Kong. Like he's okay. I don't hate him. But it's just like I don't want to buy the amiibo of him.
I'm gonna say,
yeah.
King Kong v Godzilla. If you go with Godzilla because King Kong was American, you are a communist.
Okay.
And I'm kidding. Godzilla's totally better.
But yeah, it's like it's so like I don't know. And Donkey Kong looked weird. He was like yellow or something. I was like,
yeah. I wish they'd done more too. Like, or at least two very different ones. Like,
yeah.
Bowser and Donkey Kong are two very similar looking and acting people-ish at times. Yeah, you get fire breathing, but like they're not as different as say Link and Samus.
What I think would have been cool is I don't want another Mario one, but I think it'd be cool if one of the vehicles was like the plane or the submarine from Super Mario Land, the Game Boy one. Maybe it wasn't called Super Mario Land, but like because there was those two like shoot 'em up stages. Like side-scrolling ones where one you're in a submarine and then one you're in the airplane at the end of the game. I think it would be kind of cool if one of the vehicles was like that as a throwback that nobody watching the Nintendo stream would have remembered because they would have been too young.
Possibly.
But yeah, to me, like Bowser looked cool, but like his plane, I was like, oh, okay, it just has a clown face on it. Like, okay, that makes sense. It's the stuff he has. But why couldn't it be one of like those cool airships from Mario 3? Like that.
Bowser's vehicle should have been his copter thing that he sits
It's
in.
kind of like that.
The clown one.
Yeah,
I like the clown one.
it should have been that because that's his signature.
I feel that maybe one of the reasons they chose those two as vehicles. Like I'm saying, it's because it's Skylanders and it's got gotta buy 'em all mentality. Why the hell wouldn't you have done Skylanders cross Pokemon?
If they were looking to put a Nintendo character in there in a game with vehicles, why didn't they pick Captain Falcon?
That would
He
have been
comes
the
with
greatest
a vehicle!
Amiibo lander ever.
What's that?
That would have been the greatest Amiibo lander ever.
Or Link with the Spirit Tree.
Get out.
Oh my god.
I was
Okay,
gonna say
no,
Link with like the King of Red Lions. That would have been cool.
That could have been cool. I don't think it can go underwater though, but you would know. Actually, I wouldn't know.
I trust
It can because magic.
Oh, okay. Or instead of Captain Falcon, if they want to do something new, how about Samurai Goro? That's right. I remember him.
There you go. He was my favorite racer.
Yeah, that's who I used. I couldn't use Captain Falcon. He's the dude in that red and yellow stingray looking thing.
Or here you go. You want a character with an actual legitimate vehicle? How about Fox?
That'd be amazing. That would have been even a better choice.
Especially since you're trying to push Star Fox Zero. Come on.
I don't understand why it was Donkey Kong either. Because if you're gonna do something like that, wouldn't Diddy Kong have made more sense? Because of Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus he's like smaller, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of like I know that the Skylanders aren't all super friendly looking, but it feels like Bowser is. He's supposed to be like an evil guy, and it seems kind of weird that like, hey kids, you want Bowser? It's like it kind of reminds me of Mole complaining about what they did to Captain Hook. Like, oh, silly Captain Hook. Like, no, he's supposed to be terrifying. Bowser is so much less threatening if you're just like, oh, look, I'm using him. He's helping me. He's in a clown airplane. And you're like, you're supposed to be scared of him.
I'm guessing they wanted characters that were iconic and they didn't want to use Mario.
To be fair, I think it's more of like what Richter said to be fair with some of these Skylanders, you've had like villains and nasty looking ones and stuff, so he does look right, but yeah, that whole, Bowser and his little clown, he's awesome. Oh my god, imagine Rick, if you buy that for your kids on the Wii U, and then
my kids, for them, right?
And then your daughter, when you go to a shop, buys a cuddly toy and it's like, Daddy, what? I love Bowser. He's my favourite. As she hugs him. He's my favourite Skylander. Can I just imagine Richter just like a single tear going down his eye?
No, I was actually proud because I told my son about them. I was like, well, I don't think you know them, but they made amiibo these that are also Skylanders. He's like, oh, who? And I was like, well, they made Donkey Kong and Bowser. I don't think you know. He's like, I know who Bowser is. I was like, you know who Bowser? No, okay, who's Bowser? He's like, he's got that spiky shell. I was like, oh, you do know.
What would you done if you said Bowser? But I don't think you know who he is. If he turned around and said, yeah, because he's meant to be called King Koopa.
Oh yeah.
Here you go. If you want a Nintendo character that's supposed to be menacing, for Skylanders like villain, there's a perfect one they could have used, and he wouldn't have even needed a vehicle for him because he is a vehicle technically. Use Ridley.
He's too big. He'd be like a giant.
Oh.
Also, for no reason, Andros Amiibo. I just thought of that, and I wanted to say that.
Ha.
Duck Hunt Dog.
No. Yeah, speaking of villains, yeah.
Duck Hunt Dog, and he can ride like the dog, Snoopy style.
And if ever you get hit, he'll laugh at you.
Yes.
Like, oh, did you miss one of those collectibles? Dog.
Well, how about Mike Tyson? He's a
Yes.
Nintendo character.
Yes.
Yes.
He doesn't
But
even
no,
get skills. He just can kill anything in 2 hits. But if you swing more than like 15 times, if you attack more than 15 times, he's tired.
does he at least get a button where you press one and you can grab someone and goes, and bites their ear off?
Yes, I'm glad you went with that instead of the other joke. That would make sense.
I was going to go with the other one, but
Oh,
there are pews present.
that's true.
What?
That's me being polite to her for once. That's nice.
I'm not used to it. It's weird.
That's true.
Spirit tracks.
Fuck off.
That's horrible.
It's the sunshine of Zelda. Yeah. Yeah. I will, but yeah, that was the Nintendo conference. Join us Friday next for the PlayStation one. Then I believe it's Saturday is the third party one. Saturday or Sunday is the third party one.
I think Saturday.
Yeah, I think Saturday.
Nice. But peace.
Peace.